Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We have the incredible Sonequa Martin Green from Space Jam: A New Legacy here with us today. And we're going to have a candid conversation about our parenting wins and fails. We're going to play the Toon Squad versus Goon Squad parenting edition. We're going to do it a little differently. We're going to have Sonequa share with us her parenting win and her parenting fails. And then we're going to throw to you guys to ask some film questions. And then if at the end we have a little time to everyone share their own anecdotes about their Toon Squad wins and their Goon Squad fails, we'll circle back to you. So to get us kicked off, Sonequa, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us and having this chat.
Of course. Thank you for having me. It's so great to see all of you.
Sonequa, what is your Toon Squad win moment and your Goon Squad fail parenting moment?
So I'm gonna have a little bit of a double, so it's a little bit of a cheat because something that happened with my son just recently at dinner time. I was talking to him about how proud I am of him for how he's been navigating this pandemic. He's 6 years old now, and we tell him everything. He's so mature, and he understands what's going on in the world. But he said that he doesn't feel like he's really lost that much over the course of the pandemic, and that meant so much because he said, I don't really feel like I've had to sacrifice a lot of things. And that was just amazing because we've done we've tried so hard, my husband and I, to just make it an adventure for him and, keep him in the loop and keep it fun and light and joyful as much as possible. So that was so good to hear. And then with my 1-year-old daughter, it's always just a win whenever I make her laugh. Like, you know how that is at that
it's the
age.
Cutest.
It's like, win, yes. So I appreciate that. And I also, he encourages people a lot, and when I see it happening, we just love it because we see that encouraging him allows him to encourage others. And the fail is, I remember some years ago, things were really crazy at work, and I forgot his school pictures one day. And so he had a nice enough shirt on, but I would have dressed him up if I had remembered that the school pictures were that day. And I was down on myself for so long about that. But I ended up taking that image and talking to a graphic designer about like taking it and like putting some effects on it so that it could still be kind of commemorated.
It's so cute. It's almost like a time capsule. My son used to wear his pajamas to school. And I love that his school photo had him in his pajamas so that I can look back when he's 16 and be like, remember when you wore your pajamas to school every day?
Yeah.
So it's a nice, beautiful time capsule.
That's right. I love that.
From Robin Davis from Mom the Magnificent.
Hi, I just want to say you were so fabulous in the film. I love just what a caring, strong mother figure you were. So thank you for that. My question is, were you a fan of the original Space Jam or basketball growing up? And if so, what's it mean to be a part of Space Jam: A New Legacy?
Thank you for that compliment. And yes, I absolutely adored the original film. I was 11 when it came out. It was a big deal in my home. I almost grew up on that film. So it meant a lot to me. It still does. And so being a part of this new iteration, it means a lot to me because of that, because here we are furthering the legacy of this classic. And, I think it's really important. I think it's been modernized in such a beautiful, poignant way, in a way that can really speak to audiences today and even beyond today. And that is one of the things I love the most about it. In addition to playing this strong yet graceful matriarch, is also just knowing that this film is bigger and brighter and deeper than the original. So hopefully it gets into people's hearts like the original did.
How was it working with the legendary Lola Bunny?
Oh, I love Lola Bunny. Lola Bunny is goals, is she not? She's so strong and tenacious and secure in herself. And yeah, man, I really loved, being able to share space with her. We had cardboard cutouts on the day, but just the idea of it is really amazing.
I think we should start a movement that says, what would Lola Bunny do?
That's right.
That could be our own mottos to keep in our hearts.
That's right. It's like I'm on my Lola Bunny tip today.
Exactly. I like it.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Rhonda. Our next questions come from Renisha Springer from Queen Thrifty. Renisha, do we have you?
Yeah, I'm on mute. Sorry about
I'm
that.
sorry.
I'm so used to being at work on mute. So my question is, I was actually able to see the film, and I'm a huge fan of The Walking Dead. And so knowing how cast are able to connect after the movie or in between shots, were you able to connect with the two young men that you were able to shoot with, and what was the relationship with LeBron Offset? I heard he's a really funny guy.
Yes, he is very funny. And thank you for that question. We had a good time together. We really did. Sierra and Cedric and Harper are some wonderful young people. They are. And of course, LeBron is wonderful as well. And so we all just got along really easily and nicely. We were a family like that. And we would have a lot of fun together off screen. We would always do riddles together, which was really funny, and set the stage for lots of shenanigery behind the scenes. So we had a great time together. And LeBron is great. I think he knew what was going to be expected of him leading this film, even though he had never done it before. I think he took that championship mindset and that leadership style that he has on the court. I think he took it to the set and to the story. And so because he was just 110% prepared and ready to go, it was easy. And we were able to just dive into the story together, and we all had such a great time.
Thank you so much. You look beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, our next questions come from Heather from the Pink Ninja Blogger.
Hello, hello. I've always wondered, what is the most difficult part of filming a movie that splits between animation and live action?
Great question. I think the most difficult part is just rounding out the world for yourself in your mind's eye. You have to employ your imagination to such a degree that it really does take mental fortitude. It does, because it's like you almost have to imagine this world, and it has to be so specific that it's so real to you that you can taste it, touch it, smell it, all those things in your mind, so that you can fully and authentically interact with it. But it's almost like you have to keep it alive for yourself. And so it takes a lot of focus, you know what I mean? And a lot of intensity and concentration. So I think for those kinds of worlds, which I am familiar with acting in, it's like, all right, imagination, let's go. You gotta keep yourself sharp and keep yourself focused.
That's
Thank
amazing.
you.
I do not envy you there. Our next question is going to come from Kami Allen from the Mama Diaries.
Hi. So I found your character incredibly genuine and relatable, just in regards to being a mom and just having that sort of intuition of, having your child's best interest at heart. And just because you don't necessarily think like what they're doing is what like you want them to do, you're just going to let them be their own person. And you were always LeBron wasn't, but you were on your game with that.
Mm-hmm.
What are you hoping for parents to take away from this movie? The movie is hysterical, but there's also a lot of great, like, heartfelt moments and takeaways, I thought.
Yeah. Thank you for saying that. I agree. I think that the film is it's a lot deeper than the original, because, at the root of it all is this family, and learning how to sacrifice for your family and learning how to love your family as their authentic selves, right? As you were saying. And I think that, you said it, actually, that's what's really powerful about this, is that you see this family learning and growing and changing together. And as Kamaya, it's so important for the matriarch of this family to be the one that can sort of strategically empower her husband, her children. She knows how to give space for her children and for her husband as well. And that's inspiring and to me, to see that kind of grace in action, and to see that kind of graceful leadership in action, and also to see that partnership in action as well, because the family could not survive without her. You know that it couldn't, and the family can't survive without him either. And so you see them co-helming this family together, especially a family like this that's in the public eye. Things are very difficult, and it's a big job to manage and nurture a family like that. So I really, it's one of the things that I love and respect the most about this iteration of Space Jam.
Very, very true. Okay, one of our next questions will come from Janet from Whiskey and Sunshine.
Hi. So you're a parent, and obviously you play a parent in the movie. Are there things that you draw from as a parent in real life that you use to kind of, put into your character in the film?
Actually, no. I mean, other than the knowledge of what it feels like to be a mother, right? It's something that I feel like you don't really have context for, or not full context for, until you're there, until you're, someone's mother. But I don't use my own life when I'm telling stories. I only pull from the story itself, and those are the parameters with which I use, and those are the boundaries that I set so that my imagination can run freely within that. So beyond just me, Sonequa, creating Kamaya, and so me, Sonequa, as a mother, is going to create Kamaya in a way that a mother would, that is how it related to my life in the story. Other than that, I just pulled from what was on the page, which I really appreciated.